Up My Street. Roll credits. Welcome back to Up My Street, the 4-part online series brought to you by Greenwich Dance, featuring some of their favourite artists. My name is Sarah and we're here in week 3. Can you believe we've already had 2 episodes before us? Do not worry if you did not catch them. They'll be up online. You can catch Zoe Golding and Temujin Gill. Now this week we've got Mathieu Geffré. I really enjoyed talking to him, finding out all about his work and watching his beautiful film. But first of all, did you know that Greenwich Dance exists to make more opportunities for both you and me to create, watch and take part in dance? They support those that are paid to dance and those that do it for fun, and they work across the borough and beyond with programmes for young people, older people and everyone in between. Based at Charlton House, work takes place within that stunning Jacobean manor, but also pops up all over in community centres and schools, and even now more than ever before, online. Now, if you want to get involved in any of Greenwich Dance's classes, head over to their website, www.greenwichdance.org.uk, and you can sign up and do all the classes you've ever wanted to do. Let's jump straight into the interview with Mathieu Geffré. He's a choreographer and a performer with over 15 years' experience. So how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. And doing okay.
The Greenwich Dance Up My Street Cabaret was going to be such a beautiful moment to bring dance to different communities in Greenwich. And it's so good that we're able to be here today together. You were supposed to be touring with Up My Street like we all were. What was the piece that you were going to be bringing to Greenwich?
So the piece I was supposed to present is a piece called What Songs May Do, which is a duet I created in 2016, so quite a long time ago. We've been performing it quite a lot around Europe, and it's been quite a successful work. It's gone through a lot of evolution. We've changed the cast. I've decided to collaborate with 2 men and not a man and a woman. So we've changed also the relationship within the duet work. And so it was a perfect work on the music of Nina Simone to kind of present a bit my work to the communities in Greenwich, because I think it's an emotional work. I think it's pretty accessible.
Nice, I like that. What's it about?
So the story, the settings of this duet is about 2 men in 76 attending the concert that Nina Simone gave at the Montreux Jazz Festival. And instead of looking into the performance of Nina Simone, I kind of put a lens into the brain of those people, to the physical sensations of what they're going through as the concert is happening. I'm quite inspired by music in general. I feel that there is a whole journey that happens whenever we listen to a music that we're feeling moved by. And this whole journey tends to be kind of intimate and a bit hidden away. And I feel within that there is a massive potential of exploration.
So I want to talk about you. You've had kind of like the dream career. I know what being a freelance dance artist is like. It's never the dream or what you think it's going to be like. It's always really hard work. You trained in Paris, right?
I left in 2006, fully trained. I mean, fully trained, are you really? Always fully trained, but ready to work. Let's say ready to work. You know, even when I entered the conservatoire, I didn't really know what I was going for. I just knew I enjoyed dancing. I just knew I really wanted to spend half my days and then my full days dancing. Did I know what was the reality of being in the dance industry? Absolutely not. That was still, that's when it's still at the level of the dream. It's a dream. It's this cloud there. And then somehow the cloud gets heavier and heavier, and then it becomes a reality. And you're like, do I really want to do that? Yes, it happens that I wanted to. So in 2006, I finished the conservatoire and I started freelancing in France, working for companies in the country, here and there. Never really struggled finding work, even early on. I know what I did. I lied on my age.
But I lie about my age all the time, so...
Yeah, it's still happening now.
All the time.
So I was 19 back in the days, and there was this kind of myth that when you're 19, you're not necessarily employable because you're not that mature. It took 3 years to kind of transit from performer to to make. I still worked with people I absolutely loved working with. I worked with Theo Klinkard, I worked with Didi Vellman, Elisha Drennan. And at some point I just thought that's it. I'm kind of done. Yeah, I didn't feel anymore this passion that I used to have back in 2006-7 for being on stage. I didn't feel this eagerness for being in the studio as a performer, and I could feel this fire in younger dancers. So somehow to me it felt unfair to stay in the studio as a performer while some other people wanted it more than I wanted to do it. Being a maker now and being a teacher and being in the action of giving away and not necessarily performing felt the most right decision to make at this point.
So with your work, you're trying to tell stories about people in the LGBTQ plus community. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I'm an openly gay artist, and I want to talk about with my art about things that I experience myself or I feel close to. And there is definitely a sense of lack of representation for stories from the LGBTQIA community in the current climate. So I feel like in the dance world, of course, there is a representation. We can't say that there is not. Telling stories from an intimate perspective, which doesn't necessarily have to go through the spectrum of what we used to. For instance, with the duet, I am interested in just showing a love story, which happens to happen in between two men.
What are you creating for Up My Street?
I feel that it's quite important to address this period of time, exceptional in the two ways, it's exceptional in a way that it's an exception, but it's also quite exceptional because we get to do or not to do so many things. So the whole sense of what was normal get completely shifted around. I was interested in something that we can all experience, which is what I call the at-home dances. So basically, the boogie you can have in the kitchen while you're listening to something that just pops up on the radio, or the boogie you can have under the shower or in your bedroom. Basically, the dance that you allow yourself to have whenever no one else is watching.
Lush.
And that is, to me, is super interesting in a way that this is probably the freest dance that we get to do, but somehow we wait for being in lockdown in order to do it.
Wait, so who are you working with to make this dance?
So I am working with the two dancers with who I was collaborating for What Songs May Do, but also a community cast of 10 members with who I'm having a great time. So this process is all about getting to know people, kind of going through a similar journey, but each one on our own, because we all have different triggers. Yeah, so I'm asking everyone to come up with their favorite music, the location in their house where they feel the most comfortable and the safest, and just be able to let go. So I'm trying to be a fly on the wall, really.
Oh, I can't wait. Well, should we have a little look at the film now?
Let's do that.
So each week we've asked the artist to bring a task so you can do at home. So Matthew, what have you got in store for us?
I would like everybody to pick their absolute favorite song. The song that can bring a memory back, or the song that will just get you going. It does not matter. It does not have to be groovy. It can be any type of music, whether it's classical, rock and roll, poppy, hip hoppy, whatever will get you going or will inspire you. Go somewhere the most comfortable, or the place you feel the safest in your house or outside of your house. Maybe it can be the garden shed, why not? Place a little camera somewhere hidden, you do not even see it. Play role, play the music, have a dance. Have your own dance, no one's watching, and just record that.
Well, that's most definitely a task that I can get down with. Now, if you're at home thinking the same, please send in your videos to Greenwich Dance on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook using the hashtag #UpMyStreet, and we look forward to seeing you moving and grooving at home. So, this comes to the end of episode 3. Boo! Don't worry guys, dry your eyes. We've got one more episode left. And it's a very interesting episode next week because I'm joined by myself. Yes. I'll see you then, shall I? Bye-bye!